Marching toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's finish now.
Double tight. Hey, guys, check me out.
What do you think?
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
3 down.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Get
Nice
out.
run here early on. It doesn't
Here
take
we
a
go,
great play
47.
caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early.
Here we
Because
go.
they'll
Get that.
pay
Let's go. Get
dividends
out.
as the
Get out.
game progresses.
Motion.
What do you think? What do you think?
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Hustle.
Two tights. Hey.
What do you think?
4 down.
Gun.
53.
What do you think?
First and 10, first down.
Hold
And a
this.
quick throw here, that's complete. A very solid gain of 27.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10
We got 4.
at the 38.
We got 4.
Go. Get out there.
Take motion.
What do you think?
First down carry by Elliott. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, you know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Strong right. Hey.
Gun. Here we go. What do you think? Gun. What do you think?
On 3rd down, it's Preston. Hearns. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Hustle. What do you think?
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
What do you think?
A 2nd down throw for Prescott.
Here we go, G. Get off the field.
Flush to his right. Prescott stripped, and the Redskins scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much.
Let's go, 15.
You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
Out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
on.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check.
52.
No,
45. Right. Yellow.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past.
Let's
the
go.
biggest teaching
Let's
point.
go, 15.
Get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it.
Down.
It's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
Let's go. 15.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Liz.
After the run, Smith going to throw.
Here they come.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Cheetah Bay and Rouzier there to make the play in coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10. Smith.
Crack.
Josh Dawson's got it. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Let's go. 15.
Tight left. Hey.
And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that.
Let's go. 15. Hey, gun.
Out. 3 down.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
I know you.
Let's go. 15. Let's go, yellow.
Crunch.
Orange.
52. Right there.
Smith now throw. Jordan Reed. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle.
Hey, on.
Yeah, he knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open. He finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Let's go. 15.
Tight end right.
Liz.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Over the middle. It's Richardson. And down inside the 15 he goes. That's good for a Redskin 1st down. Richardson on the reception from Smith.
Hey, on.
First trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Orange.
Even. 4 down. Even.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs.
They're coming.
But the
They're
best
coming.
backs that made it
on.
happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there.
Orange.
That play got swallowed up.
Let's go, yellow.
He is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
the myth
15,
has been
15.
shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays, exactly as we just saw there. A loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny, we had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator, and what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go, 46, 46. Hey, here we go. Wide in. 46.
First down throw for Prescott. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. They give him a gain of 37. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Pernell McPhee in there on the stop. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle it. That's what you're looking for.
Hey, come on out here. Come get
Here we go. Wide in. 26.
Prescott now. Second down. Taken in by Gallup. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
A solid gain of 15 yards in the sticks move.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
Here we go, 46, 46, 46.
Here's Prescott. Forced out to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, here we go. Wide in. 26.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing.
Here we go, 46,
I think the
46.
converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but
here we go.
only the second quarter. A lot of time to change
46,
that.
46. 26. 26.
And again, it's Prescott. And Davis on the left side. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Ended up making a nice
Hey,
play,
right there,
even though it was complete.
Right there. 26. Here we go, get that. Let's go, get out, get out.
Motion, motion, motion. Check safe.
Here we go, 47.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
26.
And he is into the end zone for a count touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his fifth touchdown now on the year. And
while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you'll put yourself in a spot where you may get back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
A gain of 3, second down.
Hey, on.
I'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock. Get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5. The final shot here before break. Smith. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And here come the Redskins now. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with their game. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Oh, yeah!
Hey, on.
Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
I have to think a major focus at halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, you put sustained blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Hey. We got 4. We got 4 down.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, picking up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down.
Hey, everybody, let's go. Get out.
53. Mike.
26.
He sets to fire deep. And this is taken in at the 5. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4.
That's a big-time pitching catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. They're better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
53's the mic. 53.
2nd down, Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown.
Hey, here we go.
Michael Gallup, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will extend the lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Hey, touchdown! Woo! That's what I'm talking about,
The
baby.
kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's Smith. And he's got his target. It's Vernon Davis. And he's brought down after a good game. A good pickup there at 22.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls. We just
Here's Smith. A deep ball for Dotson. At the 15. And he's going to be marked down deep in Dallas territory.
Hey, on.
There, Smith to Dotson. 46 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10.
Right.
Rolling on this drive.
Yellow.
First down, Smith. Chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down.
Good job.
David Irving. With a great push up front, he picks up the sack and a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 8 seconds to go now in 2nd down. On the ground, it's Thomas. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a 3rd and about 14.
Hey, on.
From the gun, here's Smith.
Hey, you're on an island over there.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if you can pick it up. Keep him his feet, get a little rack yardage.
They have a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And out now come the Cowboys. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Hey, 4 down.
First down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pernell McPhee coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Hustle.
Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Here we go. Wide in.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
26.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what
a
difference a week makes. Last week,
46.
he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one,
46.
they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah,
Here we go, 46.
They stopped him behind the line. Right. Obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Pernell McPhee in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. He's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
Hey, on.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. They also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points.
But in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. First play of the drive, and they're hit.
Hey, on.
The focus here has to be the touchdown.
Right.
Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about the first play of the drive? Let them going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Second down, here's Smith. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Tight right.
Tiger.
Throwing on third down, Smith. Oh, I can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to fourth down.
Crash.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Here's Austin. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here. Right?
Still wide open. But be a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on third. On third down, it's Prescott. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Hey, on. 35.
Mike's fire.
The running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Blitz!
On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Let's go.
The throw on second down, Smith. Now the screen, that's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. The Redskins on 3rd down.
Yellow.
Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Tiger. We're going to set.
His target, it's Crowder. And down inside the 15 he goes. It'll be a Redskin first down as Smith hits Crowder.
Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
Smith now,
Let's go, 15
out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down.
Mike's 54.
No, right. Yellow. I got it.
He can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Check three.
Sean Lee in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Hey, on.
Emergency here. You got to get the guys back to the line of scrimmage, but the problem is all 30 yards downfield after that play.
Get it in.
I got it.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Josh Doxson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game.
Hey,
So
on.
Redskins now, an important 2-point conversion.
Rip Liz.
Hey. 4 down.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They have the football. They're looking good, but the lead is just 2. So any mistake in a field goal can beat you. They got to be careful.
And that's where it gets difficult because you don't want that to leak into your thinking. You want to play like, hey, we've got the advantage. We can close this out. Don't play from fear, and they can win this game.
There you go.
See if they can play fear-free and hang on. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 180. 26.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I'm sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield.
Let's finish
That's
now.
okay because the second part
Here we go,
of that is
46.
if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change
47.
accordingly.
26.
Hard throw, incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback.
This one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. They've got good field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Regular.
Hey, 86.
Across the 43 extra yards to the 43.
Let's go, 15.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
35.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment.
Taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining.
Let's go. Let's go. 15. 15.
Tight end left. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Liz, huh? Liz.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
I can't believe they even let you play.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted.
Pick, baby, pick.
Picked off Byron Jones.
All day.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best
47,
throw.
47.
And it'll wind up being intercepted.
We got 3 down, 3 down.
Hey, here we go. Wide, ain't it?
Mike's by 4. Blue Dan.
What do you think?
The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust?